18.
Banner 18. Do you think they need to be Real Madrid first before we call them the world champions?
No.
Okay.
I think Real Madrid has nothing on this Celtics team.
Okay, cool.
They're not as well-rounded. They don't have a better coach.
Leading headline on ESPN tomorrow morning. What is it?
Yeah, could they... Oh, leading headline tomorrow?
First take. What is it?
First take, how much better is Jaylen Brown than Jason Tatum? Is Jaylen Brown a top 5 player? Is Jason Tatum the worst player to ever play basketball?
That's probably the first one.
Is Jaylen Brown the best Finals MVP of all time? And are they breaking up next summer?
Right.
Does Jaylen Brown need his own basketball team? Should Jason Tatum... Oh, I muted my mic. Should Jason Tatum leave Boston so Jaylen Brown has his own team?
True. These are all first take categories tomorrow.
We fucking won the championship, baby.
Banner 18.
Banner 18. Lakers
Celtics
can
have
suck my cock. Suck my cock. And I might be kind of drunk right now.
Okay.
But that's fine.
That's fine.
Someone has to do it.
Podcast.
I mean, dude, I don't care. I'm going to say some stupid things, and I don't care.
Celtics have won it all.
You want to hear the stupidest thing I'm going to say right away?
Please.
Someone proves to me that Jason Tatum's not a top 5 player in the league right now. Prove it. I can dispute anyone. You could say, oh, SGA. Okay, cool. Is he a winner? Has he scored 30 points, 11 assists in the closeout game of a finals game? Has he?
No.
Oh, he hasn't even made a finals.
Oh, no, sir.
Weird.
Well, he's way younger than Tatum.
Oh, his team's not as good.
He's way younger
His
than
team's
Tatum.
not as good.
Yeah.
His team's not as good.
Is
Is that Jason Tatum's fault?
way younger than
Is that
Tatum?
Jason Tatum's fault that he was drafted to a good team?
Not even way younger than Tatum.
Oh,
Barely
how much
than
younger?
Tatum.
Like
I thought he was way younger.
4 months.
Oh,
4 months.
weird.
Okay, cool. Jalen Brunson's better than Jason Tatum?
Not a chance.
Joel Embiid better than Jason Tatum?
No. Not available in the playoffs.
Literally can't be.
Not
Has
available
never
in the
made to
playoffs.
an Eastern Conference Final. Jason Tatum and the Celtics. Jaylen Brown also. I think Jaylen Brown. No, that's crazy. No,
Better than Embiid?
he's a Finals MVP.
Is Jaylen Brown better
Jaylen
than
Brown
Joel
has a
Embiid?
Finals MVP.
Is Jaylen Brown
He just
better than
won
Joel Embiid?
Finals MVP. We literally just won the Finals. Dude, we just won the Finals.
We just won the finals. Oh my god.
Longest
That's
drought
pretty
in
crazy.
Boston sports history.
Second
It's been,
longest.
a long time coming. Second
The
longest.
90s
Excuse
were
me.
pretty bad.
90s were bad. Len Bias, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Reggie
This is
Lewis
for
as
you.
well. This is
Reggie
for-
Lewis, R.I.P.
This is for Kelly Olynyk.
This is for Kelly Olynyk.
This is for Avery Bradley.
I mean, so we could keep naming all these random
Jared
guys.
Sullinger.
Okay, yep. I actually almost cried when I saw a picture of Marcus Smart just now.
Yeah.
You witnessed it.
Yeah.
I actually almost cried when I saw a picture of Marcus Smart, and by the way, this, if you're listening to this, this is just vodka.
What? No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's
Yeah, it
water.
is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, drinking just vodka right now.
Banner 18! Yeah! Oh, God.
So gross.
Banner 18, though.
Dude, we
Banner
fucking won.
I can't believe it. Most meaningful
dude,
Boston championship?
In my life.
In
In
my
my
life?
life.
I think it might just
We've
be.
lived through so many that it's like
So many, it's
they
hard.
get kind of old.
That's crazy to say.
You know what I'm
They do
saying?
not get old.
I'm kidding. But growing up, I probably didn't have memories of one until I was 15, like 14 maybe. And that would have been only a couple of championships, 3 or 4 maybe. 3. I wasn't locked into the Red Sox in 2018 as much as I should have been. I mean, obviously that comeback in the Super Bowl. Whatever it is. This is
It's
it
just
for me.
different.
Celtics are
different.
my number one team.
Yeah.
We've talked about this. Celtics are my team.
Yep.
And this is it.
Yeah.
This is the biggest night of my life, I
Yes.
think, so far to date.
Yeah.
And
think
I
so,
am
too.
22 years old.
Yep. Our first podcast that we recorded was a candlelit vigil
Yep.
in my mother's office
Yes.
when the Celtics had just lost to the Warriors
2 years ago.
2 years ago in the finals. And now
Arguably,
here we are, episode 70.
arguably the worst day of my life.
Yeah.
This is going to be, what about it? Talk about an intro. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. It's a reactionary podcast. Tells you just
Reaction, it is, got to be 12
It is
o'clock.
12:11 a.m.
12:11.
June 18th. The
I'm,
Celtics just won their 18th championship, and I am at a loss of words.
Yeah.
It
Yep.
felt like we were in a dream. I was trying to be very good throughout the week, even when we were up 3-0.
to not be like we won the championship.
To not being like, not even just that, but I'm like, oh my God, what's it going to feel like? I was like, nope, don't even have those feelings. But they started to creep in, and I'm like, dude, I couldn't even imagine it.
Mine-
It's like, nope, stop. Just stop.
Mine were like, we lost game 4 together
Yep.
at a watch party,
Yeah.
which is why we're in my
Yeah.
basement right now.
Yes.
Because
Yep.
we would go in Boston, but at the same time, 0-3 going to watch parties together.
Correct. Yep.
Miserable time.
Miserable.
And that's why I'm not wearing Celtics gear right now, because I wore a Celtics shirt last game and we lost. So it's like,
thank you, Quinn.
you have to do what you have to do. I'm a team player.
Yeah.
Essentially, I played like
more of a role than Svi Mihalik.
No. He was on the bench, but I played. Bench minutes, I think, count as like a good 10 minutes of game time.
Okay.
I played 5 minutes.
Okay, sure.
Tonight.
Yeah, you played 5 minutes.
I played 5 minutes
in the
tonight.
NBA Finals. Yeah, you did.
And they were quality minutes. I probably had a +6.
Yes.
Yeah.
That you did.
No real stats, but a +6 as far as like affecting the game.
That you did. The last few days, we started Friday night. We're in Boston. We're at Ned Devine's, packed house, packed to the brim, and that place is large.
Yeah.
And immediately that game, the air is taken out of the crowd. It's one of the worst environments I've ever been. Not worse because any particular reason. It wasn't worse than a 80-person brawl that we had 2 years ago. But it was just depressing.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
So depressing.
It was depressing. No, I don't think it was that depressing because we're up 3-0.
No,
and I'm like,
moment we were.
No, but if we were up 2-0,
yeah,
it would a whole different story.
Yeah, but it was bad.
But when we lost, when we were up 2-1 with like 6 minutes left in the third quarter, we have a lead too against the Warriors, and we lost that game, ended up losing the series. That was the worst week of my life. Worst week of my life. Because I think Steph Curry is.
Here we go.
If not now,
here we go.
Should be on the no-flight list. Member of Al Qaeda.
Sure.
Like reinstate the death penalty.
Whoa.
In all 50 states for Steph Curry.
Okay. Strong.
It's strong, but it's.
Disagree.
We all have our beliefs.
You certainly do about Steph Curry.
Anyways,
none of it matters anymore.
Why are we talking about Steph Curry? Because he's an actual terrorist, and this is a good night.
You did that. I was just talking about game 4.
No, we were talking about.
And you brought him up.
We were talking about worst nights. You said that this week was the worst. Yeah.
No, it wasn't the worst. It was just so. I'm just talking about the swing. Like, oh my god, that was so depressing. Going into tonight, we're like, oh my god.
I'm also, again, alcohol is a depressant, and I have had.
That was me. That's why I wasn't drinking tonight, because on Friday night when they're losing, again, this is maybe my perspective on this.
Right.
I was in like one of the worst holes ever when they were losing on Friday night, getting destroyed. Here they are tonight winning. When were you comfortable saying we were the champions? Because for me, it was literally like 15 seconds left on the clock.
So you know what's crazy is I kind of told you this. Going into this game, I was like thinking about when the parade was going to be. I was like we're going to win this game tonight, because it's crazy, and I would hate if it wasn't like I would punch anyone else in the face that would think that.
Yep.
But in my mind, I was like, if we don't win tonight, we're going to lose the series.
Yes.
Because the momentum's going that way.
Yes.
It's 3-2 going back to Dallas.
Yes. They're
going to win, and then it's 3-3, and they just have 3 games in a row. It's the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So in my head, I was like, if we don't win tonight, it's over for us. So I convinced myself that we're just going to win tonight, or else like I'll just be the saddest person on earth.
I had a lot of confidence.
So I kind of believed it pregame, but then once Kristaps was playing, he checked in, and we went up. The end of the first half, we went up around 20.
Yeah.
And then Pritchard hit that buzzer beater, which we can talk about.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
The Pritchard buzzer beater.
But right about then, I was like, okay, we're up 20 going into the second half. If we can just hold a lead till the fourth quarter, like,
we're in a good spot here.
There's not many situations where we really blow this. And we didn't, luckily.
Even with 6 minutes left, I was 18. Like, calm down. One of my friends texted me, not a big basketball person, she texted me, I think there was still like probably...
Your friend that's a female?
Yes.
Just a friend?
Very much just a friend. 10 minutes left in the third quarter. Hey, are you pumped? Like you won? And I said, shut the fuck up. Do not talk to me right now. That is not... You can't say that to me right now.
It's still not water.
I can't believe that isn't water.
It's whatever.
It's
I can't believe it's not water.
Celebratory. Banner 18.
Cheers.
Banner 18. Celtics world champion.
No, yeah. That Pritchard shot, I mean...
Let's talk about the Peyton Pritchard shot.
Peyton Pritchard is...
That's going to go down in history as one of the great Boston moments ever, I think.
That will be
the fact
forever,
that it's in a close-up game.
That will be forever like a... with M83 outro in the background.
The
like
montages.
Greatest American sports moments.
Bird steals it.
Bird steals the ball. And we'll probably make an edit to it.
Yes.
If we're ever motivated in life.
Yes. Yes.
But it's like those moments where it's like greatest sports moments, like loudest crowd reactions. And we got a Mike Breen bang at halftime. At halftime.
That was one of those perfect culmination of sports moments where it's like everyone's like wanting the thing to happen. It's not just this thing that happens out of nowhere. We're all like, oh my god, is he going to do the thing?
If you're a diehard Celtics fan,
you're aware.
You're aware that
this is what
thinking,
he does.
Oh, Peyton Pritchard's checking himself in, and we were all looking for it. We called it live.
Yep.
We're like, where is he? We couldn't really see him. and then the ball gets checked into him, and he just hucks it up, and we're like,
it was deep for him. He usually
beyond
gets
half.
a couple feet over
Beyond
half.
half. We're like,
He usually gets a couple feet over half, and that's his bread and butter. He was like 3 feet before half, and I was like, not a chance.
And he cashed. We were like, there's no way. Cashed it. And we went, my dad came downstairs and was like,
are you guys okay?
are people okay?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that was awesome. That was a great pop. Huge pop from us. Huge pop from the crowd.
Wow.
I'd wager.
Imagine being in the Garden tonight. Which, by the way, I'd like
the
to.
The Garden has got to be different for us.
I'd like to air something out real quick.
Please do.
As far as the Garden goes, Madison Square Garden can suck my cock. TD Garden is the Garden.
TD
I don't
Garden's
care.
the Garden.
I don't care.
TD Garden.
I
is the
literally
Garden.
don't care.
Yep, I agree.
Madison Square Garden has no like. Its greatest moment in the last 10 years is that Billy Joel played there for like a week.
Or
that like the Big East tournament was cool.
When I was
That's not like the Knicks suck fucking balls.
Yeah, is it Jeremy Lin? Is that the greatest?
That was north of 10 years ago.
Yep. Oh, right. You're talking 10
Probably.
years. Okay,
I'm just saying in the last 10 years.
Yeah, sure.
In the last 10 years,
Yep.
TD Garden is the Garden.
Agree.
And then whenever I say, I have friends from New York that are like,
Yes.
I say the Garden, and they're like, TD. That's like, no,
It's
Garden.
the Garden.
The Garden is TD Garden.
I think
don't
TD
care.
Garden is officially the Garden.
We're the city of champions.
Yes.
We can claim whatever stadium we want.
Yep.
Whatever name we want to our stadiums. We have the Garden.
I
don't care.
In LA. I said that. I said back to the Garden.
The Garden.
And 2 people were like, "What?" I was like, "They're like, you're calling TD Garden the Garden? TD Garden is the Garden.
It's the Garden.
It's the Garden.
I don't give a fuck.
It's the Garden."
You could say Knicks fans could be like, "Oh, but
The history. Oh, the history. All their championships. You mean?
right,
Since
we have the most ever."
and they don't have many.
Right.
To
They
be
have one with
Phil Jackson on the team playing as a player.
really.
Yes.
Wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Would not have guessed that.
72.
No, they're bums, dude.
Yeah.
They're fucking bums.
I love which I was just talking shit on New York.
No, fuck Jalen Brunson.
Okay.
He'll
cool.
never win a championship.
Okay.
And Julius Randle for being on the halftime. He doesn't even belong anywhere near a finals court.
Anywhere
I don't
near
give a fuck.
basketball.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's dude, this championship's so awesome because we can talk shit about anyone now.
Now we can.
You could
We
like
finally
Tatum.
can.
Tatum sucks ass. Like Tatum can't. Whatever it is.
It doesn't.
Doesn't matter.
Won a
He's a winner.
championship. Won a
Winner.
championship.
Winner.
Winner.
Winner. It's like that.
Shut up.
Key and Peele skit. Have you seen when they're on the airplane and there's turbulence? And it's a very niche one, but one of them's like, "Sir, you have to sit down. Like there's turbulence. Like seatbelt sign. The seatbelt sign's on."
Yep. Yes.
And he goes,
I have seen that.
I have like it's just legality. Like it's legal. I can go to the bathroom if I want because it's legal. And he just keeps going legal. And it could be you being like, "Oh, Tatum's not top 5," and I could just go winner,
Winner.
champion,
Winner.
winner,
Won the finals.
champion, winner.
Best player on a finals team.
Not finals MVP. Hey, winner.
Best player on a team that won
Don't
80
care.
21.
Don't care. Winner.
Winner.
Winner. We can
winner.
talk about that. Finals MVPs.
Finals
We
MVPs.
can literally cut it out of the conversation right now for the next 10 years. Because
Sure.
people will say, like, Tatum didn't win Finals MVP. I already know I was going to go. Jaylen Brown's better than Jason Tatum.
All this stuff.
Did Larry Bird win Finals MVP his first championship?
I don't know.
Allegedly not. In my brain.
I'm pretty sure Maxwell won the 81 one.
Okay, Steph Curry?
Yeah, that
Didn't win his first three.
Absurd.
But
the first one was absurd. But
I will say, no, it is absurd, but I will say, as much as I hate Steph Curry, he, like, that 2022 championship, as much as it ruined my life.
yeah, solidified him a bit.
Solidified him 100%.
Yeah.
So, but, like, for real, though, as an all-time great top 15, like,
Sure, unanimous.
player.
Yep.
He didn't win his Finals MVP for the first 3 years.
Yeah.
And even then, he was still like a top 5, top 10 player.
Yeah, and it's like, it's how this team is built. You know,
It's
not like
it's like the Spurs, dude.
It's
literally the Spurs.
It's exactly like the Spurs.
Tim Duncan may not have been a top 1, 2, 3 player at the time.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. I mean,
Yeah.
Kobe was
I
around.
know,
Like, there's a
people-
lot of guys.
yeah, underrated,
Shaq,
but yes.
but it's like
He's not scoring 35 a game. In the
no, but it
finals.
doesn't matter because he's a winner.
I would.
You could
I
say
don't- I
at
should
the
have
time
looked.
you could have told me Dirk Nowitzki was better than Tim Duncan, and I would have believed
Yes.
you.
No,
But
yeah.
guess what? Tim Duncan has already won 4 rings.
Right. I'm sure Tony Parker got a Finals MVP in there. I'm pretty
did.
sure he did.
He did.
You know, and that's what happens with these great teams. It's not like
And
all
Kawhi.
year. Yeah, it's not. It's not like all year Tatum had this crazy usage rate, and he was like all this. No, all year he was just definitely the best player. Things kind of ran through him sometimes, but we had this historically dominant team all year, and then in the finals, everyone was good.
Yeah.
It's not like Tatum collapsed and oh my god, all of a sudden Jaylen Brown out of nowhere saved. No,
It's not like Jaylen Brown is 60. It's like no, we all played great
Jaylen Brown was probably the most complete player
in the series.
In the
But at the
series.
same time, Jason
By the way,
Tatum,
barely.
Jason Tatum, like Drew. If you told me Drew Holiday won Finals MVP, I would believe you. If you told me Tatum won it, I would believe you.
Especially after tonight.
If you told me Derek White won it, I would believe you. Like, we're just a solid team.
Yep.
And people are gonna try and break you apart because we're in the era of like
Doesn't matter.
making superstars great. And
Doesn't matter.
You have to have a singular player to like.
Nope.
We won a championship. Everyone on our team was great. It
Yep.
doesn't fucking matter.
Doesn't
Brad
matter.
Stevens should have won Finals MVP.
I agree. In credit to, here's the Jason Tatum positive.
Okay.
I actually think, I think it's, you can't compare this to 22. 22 finals, he did not play well. I think he was really tired. He didn't, first time getting there,
Yeah,
if you recall.
Yeah.
I think he wasn't shooting amazing those first three, and he shot okay in game 4. First 3 games, pretty brutal shooting, but did everything else amazing. This game, he had a terrific game, and he iced the game. That's what stars do. That's what your number one player is supposed to do. Jason Tatum just made, I think it was like, all the fourth quarter, really. It was just like, I'm just going to make sure this game's put away.
Yeah, he called for the basketball, which he normally doesn't do.
And it's
which
a
is
little
whatever.
easier when you're up by 20,
My problem as a basketball fan that like tries to argue on social media is that I have a semi-level head, which is like I could see the argument why Tatum's not top 5 because he's not like the superstar that SGA would like take the ball from Chet and be like, let me score 35, which Tatum scored 30 tonight. A lot of free throws, and it was kind of trash time points, which is like the argument people would make. But he also had 11 or 12 assists, which accounts for north of 22 points or so.
Yes.
So in total, he accounted for 50 plus points, and we scored, 110?
Yep.
So it's over half the points
basically
were from Tatum's hands.
Yep. That's something. A lot of rebounds as well.
But I'm not trying to take away from Jaylen Brown at all. I think Jaylen Brown deserves his flowers more than anyone on earth because he got paid $300 million, and everyone was like, this is the worst contract on earth, and there's no way he can live up to this.
Yep.
No left hand. He worked harder than anyone.
Yep.
Obviously, has a great team around him with like Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, everyone, but he like exceeded expectations.
His defensive stuff is really what stood out to me.
Tell him about the Lucas stuff.
Like obviously, like Lucas scored a bunch of points, and it's like the Iguodala argument where it's like, oh, awesome,
but when he was like, if Lucas was like, I'm staying in, Jim was like, I'm in.
That's what I love. It's the mentality stuff, like all the mic'd up of Jaylen Brown being like, I'm in this game if Luka's in this game. I'm guarding Luka. Like I'm just gonna press him as much as anyone can hardly press him. And by the way, it's like I don't know what Luka finished with, 26. Something like that.
Yeah.
And
Luka's.
It's like, right, that's 26. But for Luka, that's pretty damn good. Like, this is a guy who regularly scores 33 to 38.
Well, there's like a 30 points that are like effective. Yeah. And then there's like a 25-30 that's like you just made like random layups and free throws.
Yeah.
That don't take the momentum of the game. But if he's making threes at like 9 straight points,
kill us.
Like that would like if he goes on a run, but if he's like
just getting
Derek White makes a 3 and on the other end he just makes like a easy
runner,
2 and then we have a stop and then it's like
I'll take those 26.
Doesn't matter.
I'll take those 26. I'm like
that's like the thing with you just said it, didn't you? Iguodala.
Yeah, it's the Iguodala thing. Yeah, it's the Iguodala thing. But like I mean, I just love the again. I couldn't be happier for him to get those.
I couldn't be happier for anyone. Neemias Queta.
Right, he's been through a lot.
Go Aggies.
Yeah, A&M, huh? For Neemias.
Utah State.
Oh, Utes. Utah
Aggies.
State Aggies. Good for him.
I think
Jaylen Brown's like mental stuff, I think, has been really cool to see. Tatum's always basically been, obviously not internally, but externally, he's always been basically the same guy. Very laid back, very do his thing. Jaylen Brown, this whole playoff run, has really been like,
how much
I'm
of it
going to be a different level of a mental leader here.
Right. How much of it do you think is like Marcus Smart is gone?
I think it's so much of it.
I think it's 90% of it.
I agree.
90%.
I think it's guys like Drew and guys like Al who are like, we're going to be these like mentor type leaders.
We're mature. We've won
You do your
before.
thing.
Like not that Al's won before, but he's
been forever.
He's won.
And Drew has.
He's won not a championship, but he's a winner of a person.
Yes.
And they're like, we'll let these guys take.
You need
control
us.
of the
We're
team.
here.
We're here.
Mm-hmm.
And Derek White is the same role where
Derek
he might not have won a championship, but he's like, listen, like I'll do whatever you guys need me to do.
Yep.
And
I'll get my
and the
team
fact
knocked
that the fact that JT and JB as young guys, 26-year-olds, can be like, I will also do whatever needs to be done. Jason Tatum's like, I'll draw a double team and pass out to whoever.
Every time.
Pass out to Sam Hauser. I'll pass out to whoever.
And not make a peep, not have any bad body language, not have anything. I'll give up the finals MVP.
Yeah. I just want to win a championship.
I want to win a championship.
And then he said, what can they say now?
I think it's...
What can they say now?
That's the perfect...
What can they say?
It's the perfect way to sum it up, isn't it?
Other than he didn't win finals MVP. What can they say?
I know. But honestly, like, I think it might just be... I don't know.
I'm fine with it because...
Let's talk about...
At the end of the day, he went to Duke. So
let's talk about...
Okay. I'm kidding. I love you. I literally love him.
I love him. He's the best. How, like, historically, how rare is this Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum combo? Just in terms of everything. Like, have we really seen this? Like, it's not Jordan and Pippen. It's not.
No, it's not
Shaq and Kobe. They love each other.
Steph and Clay.
It's got to be Steph and Clay, right? Is that probably the best
Steph
example
and Clay.
of it?
It's like yeah.
But even then, it's like Steph is so clear. And, like, Tatum is the best player, you know?
No, Tatum and Brown are closer to each other than Steph and Clay were, but also you can say that, but people will remember Steph way better than Clay.
Right.
If you look back in their primes,
Clay
Thompson,
37 and a quarter.
37 and a quarter.
37 and a quarter.
And this is the thing, this is the thing I've always said about Steph Curry is that he's open because so many I don't want to talk about Steph Curry. I'm done.
Okay, cool. Any other historical...
But it's just like Clay opens him up a lot. That's all I'm going to say.
Which, these
historical duos that were like raised on the same team. I mean,
it's not really a thing.
David Robinson, Tim Duncan.
But David Robinson at the end of his career, you know.
But
until he came
still won championship.
Yeah, but that was like, I mean, those guys probably had like 8 years in between them.
Yeah,
you know?
Maybe. Well,
like, has it really happened? I don't know.
I mean, the Celtics teams.
McHale and Bird
has to be, but they weren't really boys.
No,
they weren't boys.
Not really.
Yeah. No one was really boys with Larry because the offseason he would just go be like,
a farmer.
I'm gonna go farm, and oh my god, I broke my back and I can't play basketball anymore. It's like, well, you're kind of the best player on earth, so why not?
That sucks.
Bench press once.
I know. I don't have any like 70s people or anything off the top of my head, but I mean, I just think it's at minimum insanely historically rare.
Historically rare.
That these two guys are, and it's one thing to just have the story that they've had. It's another thing to not hate each other, and it's another thing to, like, on the court, Jason Tatum literally like being totally okay with just not winning Finals MVP.
Okay, what about it's rare, but what about the Heat stuff?
LeBron and Wade?
I know they weren't obviously drafted for the same team, been fighting for so long, but they won. They lost early,
right? And
then Dwayne Wade, who had already won a chip,
right,
was like,
this needs to be your team.
I'm fine with not winning Finals MVP. I'm not fine with not being like an MVP caliber player, which he clearly was.
Yep. Being like LeBron. Yep.
I'll be the number 2 or like 2A with Bosch.
Right.
That could be an example.
I think there's obviously differences, but there is similarities there.
It's also weird with LeBron because LeBron is LeBron. Every time you talk about anything in the last 20 years, you try and compare like this, like Tatum, anyone to LeBron. It's like, how can you really do it?
Just don't do that.
Because LeBron James is
don't do that.
So unique.
I honestly think the Spurs comparison to the Celtics team is a really, really good one. Like, I think that's probably what we're looking at here, and that's got to be the blueprint a little bit. You know, you have this star, you have your best player, Tim Duncan, Jason Tatum. They're not known for this killer mentality.
Yeah.
But they're just going to be really good and always do the right basketball thing and never be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And then you have all these other guys who are really good in buying in, and it's like, yeah, obviously the Spurs are one of the greatest dynasties ever, so that's awesome. But I mean, that's just where your mind goes, you know. And I think if you're a Celtics fan, you are absolutely pumped about that.
I think I'd be shocked if we don't win the next 15 championships.
Here we go.
You have to say an absurd number, because if it's like 2 or 3 and it doesn't happen, it's like,
stupid.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
But if I say 15 and then we don't, no one's going to win 15 in a row.
Right.
Do you want to go through my notes real quick?
Yeah, let's.
This is a crazy one.
Mm-hmm.
Is Drew a top 10 guard of this generation?
Okay, this generation. Is he a top 10 guard? Man, he has 2 championships.
Is he better than Damian Lillard?
Oh, man.
You could... No one's going to say, like...
It's hilarious.
But you could say not as a career, but at the same time, 2... Like, all these like defensive first teams, second teams...
Straight up for each other, too, is hilarious.
Share for each other, which makes the comparison easier.
Right.
Drew Dame obviously has the better career as a
Does he? I don't
no,
know.
but the stereotypical basketball player,
Sure,
as
yeah.
far as scoring,
The moments. Got some cool moments.
what keeps social media going?
Yes.
But 2 chips as a secondary player and a tertiary quaternary player,
but I mean, really contributed.
very important to the
Again,
team's success.
could have won Finals MVP, and no one would have been. Everyone would have been like, "Oh, okay, cool."
I know.
That's
and then the second best player on
could have won Finals MVP.
a great
obviously
Finals team as well.
But he was definitely the second best
He's
player in the Finals in 2021.
You have guys, so it's let's talk about guards.
Harden.
It's Curry.
No,
obviously no.
Oh yeah. I'm listening as we go. Harden.
I'll throw out some guys that are in the middle, like Westbrook.
I mean, it's tough.
It depends what you want as a team. Westbrook's not a winner, but he does so much well. But Drew Holiday does so much well and is a winning type of player. So I think a lot of teams would rather have Drew Holiday. If Westbrook was available this offseason, the Celtics would never touch him.
Never.
With a 700-foot pole.
Yep.
But Drew Holiday became barely available, and they're like, if we don't get him, we're going to die.
We need this guy. And this is
okay, so let's keep going. Let's keep going through guards.
Really yeah.
Okay, Damian Lillard. Maybe same tier.
I think.
Damian Lillard hasn't won anything.
I know.
It's tough when you go off winning versus I don't know how to do this because
I don't either.
I'm not Ryan Russillo. I don't know how to do this because I'm a fucking loser.
You're a 70-episode podcaster.
7, which is a lot, and I'm also kind of drunk.
Okay.
Let's name some other guards.
Harden.
I would 100 times out of 100 rather have Drew Holiday than James Harden.
The points is crazy, but it's I think this is a broad statement. This might be a little bit of that was just a dumb thing to say, Matt. But this Celtics team has widened my perspective on what it means to play winning basketball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost been you just don't need a guy on your team to be 45 a game.
No, you don't need Joel Embiid to
You just
It's
don't.
also awesome because
actually might be worse sometimes.
Oh yeah, no.
You know,
when has it really ever worked? You have to have
you have a few, but
but you really don't.
Yeah, even Jordan. It's
no, you don't because so good. Pippen was great. He wouldn't. I don't think that they would have won any championships without a guy like Dennis Rodman, a guy like Scottie Pippen, a guy
Horace Grant before
Steve Kerr that makes threes. All these guys that
coach later too,
and a great coach.
Best ever. Maybe.
Great, probably best ever.
Oh, we should do some Missoula stuff.
There's so much that goes into it. You have to have a guy by your side to. Yeah. You can't do it. There's
just so much.
This is gonna sound stupid if there's an easy example, but when is a singular player won a championship?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Not in the is it Wilt in '67?
No, is that what's his name
on the Sixers though? I don't know.
I forget his name.
I don't know. Maybe, but again, is that your example? The '60s, the late '60s,
67, which was
so long ago.
60 years ago.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just really warped my perspective. But the Drew conversation is so interesting.
Drew, and you know what's crazy? I couldn't name more than 3 guards.
Chris Paul.
I'd rather have Drew Holiday, I think.
That's crazy. It's crazy, but it can't. It
really depends.
Are we being prisoner of the moment? It's no, he just won his second finals.
I'm being prisoner of the moment no matter what because he's a champion.
But he's a champion.
Twice time.
That's the thing. It's hard to be prisoner of the moment. It's
him and KCP, only 2-time champions in the 2020s.
Legends of the game. I'm talking about guards.
KCP probably better. Ish Smith.
And it's James definitely better, right?
Let's go through Ish Smith.
Okay, not better than Ish Smith.
Jeff Teague.
Not better than Jeff Teague. Number
Obviously.
1 seed.
All right, Trae Young.
No. Not his generation. I'm trying to think. Any other prominent guards in his generation? I guess Clay, you could say.
No.
Not really the same. They're not a point guard. We should really say point guards.
No, we don't have to say point guards
Primary
because
ball handlers, maybe we say that.
I think guards. It's just basketball is basketball right now.
Clay, I guess I'd rather Drew, but it feels
it's
so
different
to
needs.
Yeah,
it's different
it feels
needs.
So different to me.
That's why it's so. I've always had a problem with ranking
Rondo
top 10 players. Don't tell me that because it's my favorite sports. That's my literal favorite athlete of all time.
It's not similar, but there's similarities.
No, it's just
with Rondo and him.
He's definitely top. He might be top 5 guard of this generation.
Yeah,
there's so many guys we're forgetting.
No, but I think we got the big ones, and it's.
I don't think we did.
Of this generation,
there's gotta be more guards.
Darren Williams. That's the last generation.
There's gotta be more.
I'm talking
guards.
this generation, that literally his generation. Joe Mazzulla, Kyrie Irving.
Joe Mazzulla didn't even play in the NBA.
I know. Kyrie Irving.
Right. Drew Holiday. I think
17% from 3 in
Am
Boston.
I about to say something so crazy?
Here we go.
So crazy.
Say it.
This generation of NBA guards, is it Steph Curry, Drew Holiday?
It's like, dude, I don't know what to say at this point because he is just the definition of like a championship basketball player, and if not that, then what else? And it's he's not the greatest athletic guard I've ever seen like Russell Westbrook. Okay, he's not one of the greatest facilitators I've ever seen in Chris Paul, but he's one of the best defensive guards of all time. He's might be a better defense. He's on the level of Gary Payton, and he's a better offensive player than Gary Payton. Gary Payton's really good.
Yeah, and he has more rings. And Gary Payton's ring was stupid, but it's like.
And Gary Payton was probably one of the best guards in the league at the time. You know.
Well, so it's a weird. How did you define the generation? We're gonna. You know what it's gonna be? We're gonna post that clip of me just saying that, and it's gonna come off bad because it's really picking like a 5-year gap between like Dwayne Wade and like Luka.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think no, not Dwayne Wade. I think the guys drafted
Dwayne Wade really retired in 2018.
Well, I think guys drafted to like 08, 2012. Drew was the 09 draft class, 10 draft class. I'm not sure.
He's way older than we think.
Yeah, around there. But
like he's better than Kyle Lowry.
Yeah,
he's better than Zach LaVine, Bradley Beal, all these guys. Yeah. Okay. First, before we get anything,
please.
We're back from the break. I want to shout out Mike Gorman. He's on my TV right now.
Yeah.
He is maybe the greatest Celtics legend in the past 50 years.
He's up there.
Like since Larry Bird.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. He's up there.
He's up there. Of the
since
Celtics.
The 80s, early
like
80s.
No one had a long enough stint with the Celtics to be that great.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
So shout out Mike Gorman.
He might be on the red level.
Yeah, 100%. He's like a top 10 Celtics person of all time.
Personality. Yeah. Yep.
Gonna be Hall of Fame or whatever it is.
Maybe they'll throw his name up into the rafters.
Yeah, he's retiring this year. Ended it on a championship. Shout out to him.
Cool. So cool.
Love him so much. Gonna miss him. He's on the screen, so I just want to give him a shout out.
Shout out Mike Gorman.
Shout out Mike Gorman. You were awesome.
Yep.
You made me happy for however old I am.
Yep. Joe Mazzulla.
Joe Mazzulla
is a finals winning head coach. He has as many championships as Doc Rivers. A year ago, people like us, I don't think we ever actually did, but people like us were saying he should be fired.
We never said that, I don't think.
We didn't.
I didn't say it.
We talked about it. We talked about it, and we both said no.
I was like...
Here's what I said. I was like, okay, I totally get that he was in an impossible situation, but we're a ready-to-win team now. I don't want that, but whatever. Like, Brad trusts him, I trust him. That's where I was at.
I think if I were to look back at what I would have said then, and maybe now, it's like Tatum, third coach in 5 years. Let's give him another year. Let's give him a chance.
Third coach in 3 years,
give him. No, but like in his first 5 years of his career.
Oh, yeah.
Let's give him a chance.
Right.
And we did, and now He has
absolutely taken a leap.
How many championship coaches are there in Celtics history? Less than 10. And we have 18 rings.
Tommy Heinsohn, Bill Russell, Casey Jones, Doc Rivers.
And now...
I don't know. There might be one.
And now Joe Mazzulla.
Like 2 others that I'm forgetting. But, yeah. I mean, and Joe Mazzulla's up in that ranks.
Because of rebounding.
He's hit another level for me, I think. He's hit a bit of a... this is a big word here, but... I'm not using it in the way you think.
Okay.
Belichickian in terms of like the sound bites.
That wasn't too big of a word.
Okay, no, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like we're getting these moments in the presser where I'm like, oh, this guy's a bit of a psychopath.
The thing with being a psychopath, which is what I was about to say, it's crazy until you win a championship, and then you're a fucking genius. And now, everyone is going to follow the Joe Mazzulla strategy.
All of our assistants are gone.
We already lost one before the finals even started.
Yeah.
But it's Joe Mazzulla is a lunatic, and now he won a finals, and it's like Joe Mazzulla is a top 3 coach in the league.
Now he should write a book.
Now everyone should follow him like we did.
Yep.
Every great coach, because that's what you do when you win a championship.
Yep.
Hopefully it's not. Well, the thing with him is like he's crazy, but like there's past coaches that aren't crazy that won championships, like Budenholzer won with the Bucks, right? And then he got fired the year after.
Weird.
And Same with who was it, Vogel for the
Vogel,
Lakers,
yep.
and then got fired the year after. But they weren't crazy like this.
No.
Joe Mazzulla, I might have a lifetime contract like already.
He might have a run in him.
He's just so crazy where it's like,
I mean, like,
he's done it once, he'll do it again.
Put in an insane situation. Fourth guy, go run the team. Brings him to an Eastern Conference Finals. Almost comes back from 3-0
With no assistant coaches.
with no assistant coach, and after
Jason
that,
Tatum's hurt.
There was so much negative press about Joe Mazzulla and Jaylen Brown, and all of a sudden he just buckles up, gets everyone dialed.
That's awesome.
Brad Stevens assembles this great team, but I think there's absolutely something to be said that like the Buffalo Bills thing, like just never getting over the hump. It was very much in play. And like the way we're gonna remember the Celtics team is like, yeah, of course they won. They were so good. And it's like, no. This team could have crumbled, but they didn't because they were just well run and everyone was dialed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't some shoe-in thing. It might be looked at it historically just because of how good we were this season, but I think like I really give so much credit to Joe Mazzulla, and I think he has such like a real impact, especially because of the way he talks in these pressers.
No, I mean, you don't remember any, like, whatever, like...
Well, I remember Doc Rivers having a huge impact on the 08 Finals. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to remember this run similarly with Joe Mazzulla.
Yes, of course. I meant more, like, that's also a great comparison to this team. Right? Because it's like, people always ask, was KG or Paul Pierce better?
KG was better, you know what I mean?
Better, but Paul Pierce was
there
throughout the whole year was kind of better.
I didn't realize how great of a season 07 was for Pierce before they all got there.
And there were so many guys on that team. Yep. But, like... Oh, I hope we're not remembered like that, though. No, because Paul Pierce now is like...
A crazy person.
Not a crazy person, but he's remembered as like not a great...
Yeah, I think, he's done some things to worsen
his
case.
And Tatum, but whatever.
It's very similar. There's a lot of similars. One on the same day, 617. First year, like, all together. Now, obviously, that team should have had, like, 3, to be honest. And
this team also should have, like, 3 going forward. Yep. Like, this should be the start of something great.
It should be. Everyone's locked up.
Because in the East, it's like...
You're good.
The Bucks should get better.
Bucks are the problem.
The Sixers
kind of a mess.
Won't do shit.
Paul George.
And then it's like...
Paul George and the Sixers.
It's just like young teams you're worried about, like the Magic.
Yep. Unless Tyrese Maxey takes a leap into a super-duper star, which I don't really think...
But how could he get... Is he going to average 20 assists? He's averaging 13 assists or whatever it is. Like,
they got Paul George, I mean, I'm just saying, like, they've been so good. They've been so good.
I know. So this really should be the start of like a 3 in the next 6 years or something crazy.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm so pumped.
We'll see how many years we have before Wemby turns into a monster.
I just want to be in the locker room with those guys, like hanging out.
God, it must be awesome.
Drinking beers and throwing
hugging
stuff.
Kristaps Porzingis a million times.
Dude, imagine hugging Tito Horford.
Dude, how happy must they be?
Oh my God.
I don't know how, as a basketball fan, you can be upset that we won.
Because it's Boston. We're Boston. No, it's dude.
But I've seen some comments that I always been like,
imagine if New York had won.
But how could I ever not like Al Horford?
What was it? 13 in the last 23 years.
Yeah.
Imagine if New York or Philly even. I think Philly's worse now because they're a better sports town because they're more successful.
Yeah.
And they have less teams, so it's like more
Boston.
respectable.
Right.
Imagine if Philly had won 13 championships since 2001, and then they won again, like the Sixers won.
Right, the Sixers had only won one that whole time, and then they won another.
And Boston got like bounced in the first round. Dude, we'd be so pissed.
But if they had an Al Horford guy, I'd probably like him.
Al Horford was on their team.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Andrew Holiday
so
drafted
it.
That
was a Ben Simmons team.
Yeah.
Al Horford basically outlasted like 3 Ben Simmons careers.
Well, Ben Simmons is in the lab, so let's not
hate
him. He's in the lab.
I'm pumped for those like high contrast edited photos of him working out.
Already coming out. Already coming out.
We're
We're already in. Well, I mean, the first day of summer.
Yeah.
That's how you know summer's arrived, is when you see a picture of Ben Simmons with a cutoff tee.
Yep. New rule this year.
In the Brooklyn, like that gym in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
one, and they play. It's like where Carmelo was. Hoodie Mello.
Will be there.
Hoodie Mello. Yeah. That's how you know.
New rule this year. Teams can start negotiating contracts the minute after the finals.
Yeah, I saw what's his name, Windhorst, who. Shout out to him. You kind of lost us game 4.
Yep, you did. You did.
But he does his thing every once in a while. When he does it,
he's not a Stephen A guy.
He's on it.
Yep.
He's on it.
Yep. And he really did that. So I mean, whatever, man. All right, that's all I got now. I'm sure I'll come up with some more refined things to say, but
Yeah, we might. You know what's crazy?
what's that?
I'm letting you know this right now.
Mic'd up at the parade.
Mic'd up at the parade is what I was gonna say. We have a hive mind. That might be.
You were actually gonna say that?
Yes.
That's unbelievable.
This might be in the next episode or the episode after this. Little hive mind. I might not talk to you before I'm going away. We should record before then.
Okay. Cool.
I'm leaving Sunday for
Las Vegas.
Uzbekistan.
Las Vegas. Yeah, he's gonna go try and recruit a MMA fighter because we need to bring that championship to Boston
For the podcast.
Yeah, UFC.
Yeah, we need to win every sport.
Every sport.
Every sport.
We have a kid from Dorchester who might be the best player in the league in like.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
We won the. We're world champions. We're world champions. World. Hey, world.
World.
Champions. We can play Real Madrid.
I thought they
World.
probably need to be
World.
They need, who's Black coaching?
World.
Who's David Black coaching?
World.
Maccabi Tel Aviv.
World.
You don't want to see
World.
him play Maccabi.
World.
All right.
World. World champions.
World champs, baby. Thanks for listening.
Cheers.